back for the love of cricket. Yet another episode. Today we are going to review the first T20 between India and England. It did not go well for India. It was over in a breeze. And this is where now so many things stand out. The pitch was the same for both. So the curator goes out of the equation.
Yeah.
The dew could be a factor. In fact, even though the dew did not
Really come up, yeah.
India failed to press home the advantage. I shouldn't call press home the advantage because there was no advantage at all, in fact. So
Yeah.
even with the dew not there, because of the paltry score they put up, we lost out very easily. I want to go back now to the English selectors because a lot of criticism had come their way. I think we should wait through this whole season because probably they have something in mind because there are so many things. The World Cup T20, the Ashes for them, and to be their advocate with the world inaugural test cricket not really defined, things were changing even if they were not in the play and in the play. So probably they didn't plan for that. And generally in India when they travel, most teams lose. So the rotation policy which we are criticizing was probably based on that. They wanted to keep a very fresh and fit team for the T20 maybe. Because Ian Morgan is a different captain. He was fresh. He has already tasted success for England since 1975. When the first World Cup 50 over took place, they had never won up till recently.
Yes.
So they will help Ian Morgan to taste another T20 World Cup. Of course, they have one under Collingwood. So the performance yesterday was very different. You could see a different England team. The team was there, all in full strength.
Yeah.
Ian Morgan's captaincy is, I feel, not like Root, or Root was hampered by all that. So it was really a different England team, and kudos to them. What stood out was Mark Wood for me.
Yeah.
I mean, consistently bowling around 90
150,
miles.
150 easily, yeah.
And well directed.
Yes.
Fabulous. Let me continue and I'll give it over to you because I want my thoughts to flow. This balance was not there, as I always point out to the balance of the Indian team. You know, having 10 batsmen batting up to 10 doesn't really augur well. You know, you always feel, oh, you have somebody behind. And the way Shikhar Dhawan was playing, I liken him to a driver who was heading for the nearest pole. So it was just a matter of time. Kohli thought probably he will get a 400 on the scoreboard in the T20s. Very immature. So there was no plan. And this experimenting, I don't believe. There are only 5 matches before the World Cup. I mean to say 5 T20 against a country. IPL is a different ball game, 4 international players and all. This is not the time to experiment. You were probably very, very young when Sri Lanka won the World Cup. Each one knew where he was under Ranatunga. Each one.
96.
And this is what you have. Now we are just before the World Cup and I feel they are doing the same mistake as they did for the 50 over World Cup. The same heads, Shastri and Kohli. I mean the number 4, Dhoni, number 4, number 5, number 6, Dhoni. And Ambati Rayudu was thrown to the wolves and they had faith in anybody could see that Vijay Shankar was not the number 4 at any given point. And when you had 2 players of the caliber of Shreyas and Manish Pandey who were not nurtured any other team in the world would have nurtured, and they would have been our trumps. So this way is the same
Pattern, yeah.
pattern, though I reserve my judgment. It was the first match, but it didn't seem good the way they went about the job. You got to settle down. You have a pool now. You know where you are stand. You have your pool of maybe 20 players maximum. Cut them out and play those people in their numbers. And of course, one or two, you know that sometimes you might be sent in as a pinch hitter. Even like in a 20, sometimes you have to do these changes. So you let them know also they could be used. This is the way, and take people on merit. Why I'm raising this? Because someone asked Kohli about Ashwin, and he said, no, how can he come in when Sundar is there? And Sundar is similar. Exactly in the test, that's what we are trying to say. And why do you shut a guy out? If he can perform in the T20, it's not that Kohli is an all-format player, Rohit is an all-format player. Ashwin and Jadeja could be the all-format players with their batting strengths. So, I mean, it's not that you got to have this player for that. That's not the way for me. So yesterday, I tend to worry that India might still go the 50 over way, still searching for their combinations. Over to you, Neeraj.
Well, most of my points were probably in this discussion that you just said, and I just want to put some light on the World Cup, which you are also referring to, that's going to happen in India this October.
Yeah.
It was supposed to happen last year, October, in Australia. If you remember, that's what got postponed due to COVID.
Yes.
So then, now that we have just 4 more games leading up to the World Cup and the venue is going to be in India, you would expect that they would have a squad ready, for that World Cup. Now, I want to highlight that when they pick this squad, they made a few changes. Not too long ago, we did play a T20 series in Australia, where we did well. We won that T20 series. Hardik had a good T20 series. Manish was in the squad, and suddenly he doesn't find a place in this team.
Just a word on Manish.
Yeah.
He's also getting a raw deal. There are some players in Indian cricket, they are not getting what they deserve. Manish is one of them.
Yeah.
Of course, I can go to a few names in the past. Praveen Amre also was one of them. Sometimes it happens that another player comes and seals the spot, like it happened to Kamli. There was a talk that Kamli should go, but Ganguly was chosen, and rest is history. So that spot was sealed. Sometimes it does happen like that, but there are players like Manish Pandey who should definitely figure. He's a great fielder. He's a classical bat. In fact, for a 50 over also and T20, he had been in a niche role. He was making his. So, yes.
Yeah, so Manish is not part of this squad. I don't find any injury updates or anything like that. So you can say he's dropped from the squad. Another guy who I feel is effective in T20 when it was done well is Krunal Pandya. He was also originally in the squad maybe a couple of series back. But I feel like he is someone who is probably better suited than an Akshar Patel, who you would maybe want to have someone like a Jadeja. Of course, today's form, Jadeja is probably your first guy on the sheet on any format. But I feel that Krunal should have been part of the squad. And they've also, of course, gotten Pant back in the team, which I always felt that he's the kind of guy who needs to be given confidence, and you need to give him that long rope, because if you want to look into the future, you got to give him more games. And if you are talking about the World Cup 2019, where we were searching for our number 4, and we had all kinds of stupidity, I would say, for trying to seal that spot, with dropping Raidu right at the end, where you were giving him a rope for the last 3 years preceding the World Cup. Pant, in fact, should have been groomed for that role. If you really wanted to, you could have groomed him even for the number 4 spot. But of course, Dhoni had his confusions about number 4, number 5, number 6. Anyways, so Pant is back in the team, that's fine. And Samsung has lost his place, probably for the replacement of Pant. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to replicate what you said, that India are not still sure about their team. Kohli was talking about probably coming from the high of the Test series and knowing that he's going to be part of the World Test Championship. It seems like he was in a high and saying that, oh, we want to, we've drafted in Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, who, don't get me wrong, I think they're fantastic players, but I don't know if you drop a Manish who has the experience of playing for India. So I don't know if this is like the best move, but the way he's taken them in the squad and what he's been saying is that we want to play a new brand of cricket. We want people to bat till number 10. You'll be seeing a different India. Look, first of all, I don't understand this whole new brand of cricket. We'll be more aggressive. You play according to your limitations and strengths. Okay, like you said, he looked like a different person yesterday. He tried to be like a Seva, which backfired. He dropped Rohit Sharma, which I feel didn't make any sense. I don't know what it was because he said he was playing along with Rahul. One night before at the press conference, he said he'll be opening with him, and suddenly you didn't see a Rohit Sharma.
Well,
So
on that, let me say, we don't know. It does happen sometime behind the scenes. Something is there, person is not up to it or what. So, and if Shikhar and Rahul would have done well, nobody would have spoken about it. But the point is, Rohit should play all these matches.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You wanna build a consistency leading up to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So
You have to have Rohit.
look, for me, I mean, if he's not injured or if he's not out with illness, I mean, I just feel he should be there.
No, he should be there because he is going to be the constant. Now, who is going to partner him? They
Who's
should
going to
change.
partner him? And it's the first game. He is the one who has played the Test series. Neither has Dhawan, neither has Rahul come in playing the Test series, and there are a lot of guys who haven't played. Thank God for Iyer to play that knock. I think that was a brilliant knock by Iyer.
Oh, yes.
He really needed it. He
Oh,
really
yes.
needed to with guys.
Mark Wood and Iyer really were the
They were the
standouts.
standouts. And don't forget, I thought reading the reports, Archer would be injured with an elbow, a bad elbow, but I mean, he was phenomenal too. I mean, the way he rattled Kohli a couple of balls before he got dismissed by Adil Rashid, another addition to England's squad who is known to be now very, very
No, they
a
have all the
smart guy,
bases covered in everything. Moin,
Yeah.
Adil in the spin, and, the fast bowling. They are
Yeah.
really fast. They have these change bowlers in.
They're a complete unit. England are a complete unit, and you saw that with Ewan Morgan's captaincy, and they're a good white ball unit.
Oh yeah, Malan is a very good player.
Malan
so,
also is a good player. They are very well covered.
So we have to look ahead, and India.
What were the positives? Is it only Iyer that you felt was the only positive we had, or did you, what did you? Were you okay with the team combination?
No, sometimes with a game like this, it just
like a one-off.
It's not a one-off. It showed a lack of clarity.
Preparation and-
So they have to really buckle up. And India has a talent with the IPL. There are so many people trained for these situations, but
Yeah.
it just was like complacency or a lot of experimentation in their heads.
Yeah.
And you cannot take a team like England for granted.
No, you can't at any stage. I felt we did put out our own teams the night before. I thought that they would probably gamble with an Ishan Kishan at the top with Rohit. Of course, none of them were there. But the fact that they're in the squad, I would rather see them play. I would give Ishan a go at the top. I don't know, what would you do for second game?
For me, all these players who are on the fringe, however talented they are, for me, I would play to win each and every match. For me,
Yeah.
there is no experimentation. You play your best 11 at all times, and those guys, when there is a chance through injury or lack of form or terrible lack of form, you insert them and then they get the due. Otherwise, you don't. Each man should know his position because there he will get opportunities how to play. So I
No, I
don't think
understand.
I will put in a Yadav or a Ishan.
So you
I-
wouldn't, you do feel that
No,
Dhawan is
I want the team management to know who is going to partner Rohit and persist with him for some time. If he fails, then you have to have Rahul then. So that's it.
Would you have Rahul opening the batting, or do you find him okay even coming in number 5 or 4?
Well, Rahul is too talented a player. I wouldn't waste him lower since he's not keeping wickets. So Rahul, to me, I would give him the long run. Sorry, Shikhar, but today Rahul is my man. I don't care about left and right and things like that.
Yeah.
If it is okay, both are equal, then you choose a left or right. But now Rahul and Rohit should play. Kohli at number 3, you have
Right.
Shreyas at number 4, and then you have Pant and you have a Hardik and you have the balance. Don't go in for multitasking till 11 and things. No, you need good bowlers.
You need good bowlers, yeah.
Yes.
And this might anger you, but Kuldeep is not in the squad. How do you feel about that for T20?
Well, Kuldeep has never got, the proper deal. This is where I said, like before, if you take out the power of the selectors and put it only in the coach and the captain, if you take out the power of the curator and put it in the coach and captain, this is not going to help.
Yeah.
You see, the power should lie where it should lie, in the umpires, in the referees. This is how the game will flourish, and this is how the whole world, people will enjoy.
Okay, if you were to pick 2 spinners for India for the World Cup, let's say you pick 2 spinners for the 11, who would be your
See,
2
for me,
right
however
now?
talented as a spinner he is, Chahal, or however intelligent is with his chess background, I can see he's a very brilliant bowler, also in field placing and all. But for me, he fails in the other 2 departments of batting and fielding.
Okay.
Today, with Ashwin mentally so high, how can you keep a guy like Ashwin out when he's batting well and he's on a high? He is definitely as effective or more effective a bowler than Chahal with his batting. So it's not like a rule that you don't have to play Ashwin.
No, there's no
So
rule
for
like
me,
that.
it doesn't make sense.
So I'm guessing then would be Ashwin and Jadeja for you as a
Definitely, because they add to the batting, and Jadeja is another dimension as a fielder.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think we have to look forward, and good luck to Kohli. As I said, let's reserve a judgment. We have been talking as an ardent follower of the game and hoping that India does well. And of course, we bode well for the English because they were brilliant. We didn't
Oh, no,
enjoy the game from the Indian point of view,
Yeah.
but they were absolutely brilliant.
No, but this just makes it a good challenge, they showed what they're capable of.
Oh yes, I think
so-
they will not disappoint. It is not like the test team they will disappear because the
No.
pitch,
Remains the same.
yes, that and the dew could be a factor. So I hope, like yesterday, the dew
There
will
was
not
no dew.
affect. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there was no
so let's look forward to the game tomorrow, and good luck to both the teams.
Good luck. Let's have some humor if you do have some.
Oh, let's talk about 2 friends
Okay.
who were great cricket players. They played every week, and sadly, one of them passed away.
Oh.
And they had this talk when they were alive that if you go up, send me a message if there's a cricket there and you have these matches and all, as they were having down. So when one passed away, one night the other was sleeping and he heard somebody. So he was shocked to hear his friend's voice. So he said, "Hey, is it really you?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, as I promised you, I'm here to tell you there's the good news and the bad news." He says, "Really, what's the good news?" He says, "There's a lot of cricket here, very competitive, great playgrounds and excellent everything." He says, "Then what's the bad news?" He says, "You're playing after a fortnight."
That's the news which. Well,
So, well, you sleep
one.
well, sweet dreams, God bless.
thank you. We'll see you in the next episode.